Fanny.
Good morning, Mrs. Crocombe.
I think I'd like some butter with herbs.
Of course. Would you prefer parsley or thyme?
I think thyme.
Of course.
Thank you, dear.
Thank you, Mrs. Crocombe. Good day. Oh, I do so like it when Mrs. Crocombe comes to visit me here in the dairy. And she trusts me, you know. So I was just going to make the normal standard batch of butter today, but now she has asked for thyme butter, which is a speciality of mine. And if you would like, you can help me, but I will have to check that you have scrubbed your hands and your nails. All right? Follow me. There you are. Have you done your hands? Good. So the first thing we must do is scald all of our equipment. So all of the utensils we are going to use. You're lucky because I have done the churn for you. All right? So don't worry about your hands because we will have the buttermilk later on to soothe them. So once you've got your water in there, just cover it so that they are as clean as possible. Ten years ago, I used to work on a farm of 500 acres and I used to have to milk the cows myself. But here at Audley End, the cowkeeper does that for me. He brings me the milk, which I then leave to settle in pans overnight. The cream rises to the top and I scrape that off into a jug and then pour the cream into the churn. Now I tend to pour it at quite a height so that it aerates, so that it turns quicker. And now we're ready to begin churning. So the key to making good butter is to have a measured and steady pace. We are very lucky here at Audley End House because our cows are a Jersey herd and they produce the best, the finest milk. So the butter churning process can take anything up to 30 minutes to an hour, and it is dependent on the weather, amongst other things. You will feel resistance when stage 1 happens, which is the whipped cream stage. And I'm starting to feel that now, so let's have a little look. And yes, here we have stage 1, whipped cream. So I think we have probably another 30 to 35 minutes to go. The second phase you need to look out for when you are making butter is when it begins to turn. So you will feel a difference and you will hear a difference. And when you go to look inside, you will see that the butter is now slightly powdery, so it is beginning to separate. It looks, forgive me, a little bit like baby sig. And it is quite pungent to smell. Now you might be here for up to an hour, but I'll be honest with you, there are many things that can affect the butter. For example, stormy weather, or just your own mood, some people say. Sometimes in the winter we have to colour the butter. We tend to use marigolds because, quite frankly, using carrot juice makes the butter taste, well, like carrots. The third phase you need to look out for is when the buttermilk and butter separate. Now you will hear this inside the churn and you will feel it. And I think we're ready. Let's have a look. Yes, we're ready. So the next thing to do is to drain the buttermilk. Then I will remove the paddle and then scoop out all of the butter. It is then washed in spring water and then drained. Oh, there you are. Thank you for being so patient. It's just it takes about an hour or so to have all of the water drain out of the butter. And it's important that we do wash it because we don't want it to go rancid. Then you can add salt, or as Mrs. Crocombe asked me earlier, thyme for the herbal butter. So what needs to happen now is for it to be patted. And these are the butter pats which we scalded earlier. So the best thing to do is divide it into more manageable sized chunks, because you don't want to make a mess. Like so. And then just patting it to get rid of any excess liquid. This is the stage where we add salt or any other ingredients. So, here is the normal butter that I make every single day here at Audley End House, just salted butter. And here is the butter that Mrs. Crocombe asked me to make this morning, made with thyme. And here is the butter that will be going up to the top table for Lloyd and Lady Braybrook. As you can see, I have used 3 separate moulds. And there we have it, butter made here at Audley End House, courtesy of Lord and Lady Braybrook's Jersey herd.